Today, we are creating a simple marketing system that every other local construction company requires. And the reason why we are creating this is because a lot of people tend to think that you need something complex, that you need some system that is very difficult to set up or use. But this one is actually a very simple way of actually how you can handle your next marketing for the next maybe 1 year. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is, where should I market my construction company, or where should I start? Is it Facebook, Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it Google Business Profile? Is it just general Google? Is it a website? Should I set up a website? Should I post every day? Should I post a week or whatever? The truth is, most contractors don't have what you would say a problem with marketing. They have a problem with understanding what actions constitute marketing. They do marketing whenever they remember. 1 week they will be posting every day. The other week they have stopped. For maybe the next 3-4 months they are not doing anything really. Today I'm going to show you a very simple marketing system that almost any local construction company can follow. And over the last several years, I've worked with so many construction companies, and this is actually one of the simplest things that we set up. And this is because I have noticed that the companies that consistently grow are not necessarily spending the most money on marketing. They are the most consistent, they have a plan, and everyone knows what needs to happen. They know who is responsible and when that needs to happen. Let's build together this business, a local business marketing. So let's build together this plan. The step one is setting up very clear marketing goals. We are going to set up goals so that we set up something that is achievable, because a goal has to be achievable. It has to be realistic. We cannot say that we want to go viral. We have no control of that. Every system starts with something that we can measure, a measurable goal. We don't say that we want more customers, because that will be too vague. So instead, we want to define the numbers. We want to, for example, say that we want to reach 5,000 local people every month through our content. We can set up something like that. We can also say maybe we want to increase our monthly reach by 20%. We can say that we want to generate at least 5 qualified inquiries every month. So we can also say that we want to increase maybe website traffic by 20%, by 10% every quarter. When we have the numbers, whether your marketing is working or not, there is something to compare with it at the end of the month. For this task, we are going to set up that we want to reach 5,000 people every single month. And the next step is we want to choose the platforms that we are going to try to reach 5,000 people. We know that a lot of people are on Facebook. We know a lot of people are on Instagram. We know a lot of people are going on search to do search. We are also going to think about how we can optimize for AI search and search optimization. We also know that a lot of people are on TikTok and other platforms such as YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and all those other platforms. Our focus on platforms that matter most for local construction business. For example, as a business in Kenya, we are thinking that TikTok is a prime source of customers or people that we can reach to. We also know that Instagram and Facebook are also very important, so we want to include them. We also want to show up on search. We want also to have a professional website. We also want to have a Google Business Profile. Our channels are 5. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, a website, and Google Business Profile. Each of these platforms is going to play a role, but together they create a strong online presence. Step 3, we wanted to define the actions very specific actions. Now we are going to ask ourselves, what do we need to do every week? What do we need to do? And very important, what do we need to do every day? Because it is going to tell us what we are going to have achieved every week, and what we have done every week for weeks is going to tell us what we have achieved at the end of the month. And what we are going to do for every month is going to tell us how we are doing every quarter, biannual, and every year. We want to make sure that we are attaching our actions to timelines. Our example here and our approach here will be, we want to maintain our website and continue improving search engine optimization for that website. We need someone that knows how to maintain a website and can do search engine optimization, especially AI search optimization. Today, we are thinking about not just manual searches, but we also want to make sure that all AI recommendations and citations, we are also showing up. Another action we want to keep our Google Business profile updated with new photos and posts, and we have to be very specific on the dates when we want this done. We want to do this twice every week, which means we have to specifically say the date. We want to do this maybe on Tuesdays and on Friday. We also want to publish short video projects twice a week. We have again to specify the days when we are publishing these short videos. We are going to say Wednesdays and Saturdays. We also want to publish a case study on our website or a blog or a gallery. We also have to specify when we want to do this. We can do this on Mondays and maybe Thursdays. We are answering very common questions that people generally ignore, because when we have specified the date, then we have specified the action that this video has to be published on this day. We want to specify when these videos are going to be taken. When are we going to film these videos? Who is going to film these videos? And we want to assign a person to do that. Anything that we cannot hire out, for example, assign an agency, we want to make sure that we are assigning it to someone local. We also want there are also more actions that we want to take, because there is someone that needs to be publishing these videos on all these platforms that we have chosen. We need someone who is going to engage with the comments and the messages there every single day. We want to specify when they are supposed to engage those people, when they are supposed to reply, when they are supposed to maybe push a request, or when they are supposed to escalate maybe a message into an inquiry. And this is something that a lot of people overlook, because when you have not assigned very specific people to do the things that you want done, chances are that they are not going to be done. Because you cannot say that there will be videos of the project and you have not assigned someone to capture that content, and how they are going to capture that content. Do they have the tools? Because if they have the tools, do they have the time to do that? Do they have the authority to do that? Do they have the permission to do that? Remember, on site, you don't just start pulling out cameras and taking photos and taking videos. There are very specific timelines and things that needs to come before that. You want, for example, to ensure that the people that you are filming have the correct gear, they have safety equipment, they are not going to make life very difficult for the people that are going to be editing these videos or such things. Is the person getting the correct media training? If you're not doing that internally, are you assigning a professional company that knows how to handle content on site for construction specifically? You want this assigned very, very specifically. That is step 4 when it comes to assigning responsibilities, the fourth step, but it's actually part of action step. So actions and responsibilities are supposed to go hand in hand. This is where most marketing plans fail. Everyone assumes someone else is doing it. Instead, assign every task. If it is the supervisor who is responsible for taking the videos and the photos, make sure that it is very clear it is him. If it is the marketing agency that edits the videos, make sure that they are getting those videos on time. Maybe the same agency that writes the captions, publishes contents, and manages the website, make sure that they are getting everything that they require to do that on time. And it is very clear in their contract that this is their role. And they have a checklist too. And this that you're going to compare with it at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, at the end of the year. If it is the office administrator who responds to inquiries, how do they respond to? What time are they supposed to respond to those? How often are they supposed to deal with these kind of things? Do they need to escalate some of the things maybe to someone who is technically able to respond? And here is a very important standard. Every new inquiry should actually receive a response within 5 minutes whenever possible, because speed wins in business. The last part of creating this plan is that we need to set out the budget. Marketing is not free. Marketing requires resources. It doesn't have to have money. And that is why I said you have to assign people. And it is a cost when you assign people. When you assign someone a task, you need to attach a cost to it. Because if you don't attach it to a cost, nobody is going to be invested in your business more than you are. People are not going to be invested in it. You cannot just delegate a function without assigning a value to it. You need a budget, for example, for that professional website. You need to budget for that social media setup and optimization. You need to budget for those monthly support services that you are getting from an agency or from another person, or that you are adding to someone's work. You need to factor in the disruption and the cost of it to the overall business. If, for example, you are telling someone to spend an extra 30 minutes after the site is completed to take videos and to take pictures of afters, you need to be aware that it is a cost. If this person has to come maybe 30 minutes early to take videos of before the work begins and do that at the end of the year, at the end of the day too, it has to be a cost that you have to assign to the business. Because if you don't, it is just going to be an extra work and an extra burden to the people that you're working with, and they are not going to most likely embrace it. Because if they don't embrace it, and it is an important part of your business, because remember, we are attaching everything that we are doing to business goals. So if whatever you want done is not done, it means you are foregoing business goals. The amount matters less than the consistency and how you are assigning it. Why this works? Notice that what we have done, we have removed a lot of guesswork. Nobody wakes up wondering, what should we post today? What are we supposed to do today? The system already has that. Everyone knows the goals. Everyone knows what is expected of them. Everyone knows the schedule. Everyone knows their responsibilities. And that is how marketing becomes something predictable instead of something that is stressful for everyone in the company. Marketing isn't about going viral. It's about showing up consistently where the customers are looking. One project photo won't grow your business. One video that goes viral may not even be enough to grow your business. One video won't do that. But hundreds of pieces of content published consistently over months and years will build trust. They are going to generate inquiries and create a brand that people remember. And that is the power of having a marketing system. Remember, at the end of this, you have to implement this plan. Because if it is not implemented, test it so that it is improved. What worked last month? What did not work? What works? What needs to be reviewed every 3 months? What needs to be reviewed at the end of the week? What needs to be reviewed at the end of 6 months? What needs to be reviewed at the end of the year? Because some things are going to take longer to get results. Some things are going to take shorter to get results, and you want to make sure that the time you are evaluating all these things also matches the expectation. Here's my challenge today. Take a blank sheet of paper today and write down your marketing goals, your platforms that you want to use, the actions that you will take every single day, then every single week, then every single month. Who is responsible for each and every action? When each task gets done, who is supposed to do that? And congratulations, you have started building a marketing system that can grow your business. Once you are able to put it down and you implement it and you improve on it, then you are doing the right thing. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to more practical advice on building construction companies that are profitable, organized, and built for long-term growth. Thank you for watching.